Before we start writing in words, we are going to look at something very quickly. We are going to look at how to group numbers, because if you can group numbers, you'll be able to write any series of number in words. But if you are lacking a very good foundational understanding of how to group numbers, by the time they give you a number to write in words, you don't know what level they are, what place value, what position they hold. So the very first thing we will deal with before we start grouping those numbers is to know the progression of values. So whenever you're grouping for numbers, you start from 100, then all the way to 1000, then all the way to millions, then all the way to billions, then finally all the way to trillions. So this is the way to group numbers. So you start from 100, 1000, million, billion, and trillions. And we're going to see how we're going to apply it. So 100, I like to use the H to represent, 1000, TH, million, M, then billion, B, then trillion, I like to use T to represent. So let us look at these numbers. How do you group numbers? Anytime you are writing in words, you group numbers in threes. You group numbers in threes. What does it mean to group numbers in three? You count them in three and you divide them. You count them in three and you divide them. So for example, you have 1, 2, 3. So what do? You divide 1. So you count again 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. So once you have divided them into group of threes, what do? You start labeling from behind. You start labeling from behind. And what is the number behind? The number behind, if you look at this number, this you start labeling the group from the behind. So we have 1, 2, 3, one group. This is one group. This is second group. This is third group, and this is the fourth group. Right? So what is the beginning of the groupings? The beginning of the groupings, like we said, is 100, 1000, million, billions, then trillion. So if I want to label this group, I start labeling from this group, and this group is 100. You start labeling from behind. This group from 100, what's the next thing? Remember, 1000. Then from 1000, what's the next thing? Million. From million, what's the next thing? Billion, which is the letter B. So let us do this again. You divide into groups of three. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. So what would this be? This would be 100. After 100, what's the next group? 1000. After 1000, what's the next group? Million. So let's go back again to do this. Remember, you start from the back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. So from the back, what is it? 100. After 100, 1000. After 1000, million, then billion. That's the way to divide in groups. So remember, I said how do you divide the groups? You count in groups of three and divide. So 1, 2, 3, divide. Then after you have the order at which the increment begins. So you have 100, 1000, you have 100, then from 100 to 1000, from 1000 to million, from million to billion, and then from billion to trillion. So after you have divided into group of three, you start labeling from behind. From behind, take note, you start labeling from behind. So from behind is 100, 1000, million, billion. The same thing, 100, 1000, million. You start labeling from behind, and then you stop when you get to the front. For example, if you look at this 3 here, this 3 is the only one here. Why is it the only one there? Because it's not up to 3. So I just labeled up. I couldn't divide it because it's not up to 3. So you start labeling as such a situation.